What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are having a great day. I wanted to hop on and make a video about a subject that I've kind of seen going around, and I wanted to give my opinion on it. Of course, we've got the Snyder Cut of Justice League that's been out for a little while, and it is masterful, it's awesome, it's amazing, and it's honestly something that you guys know I was really looking forward to. It did not disappoint, and it's raised an interesting question in our fandom with this coming out because honestly, it's something we never thought we would see. I definitely didn't. But it's brought up the question about director's cuts, and a big thing is would we get a director's cut or a 6 hour cut of Avengers Endgame? And I wanted to give my thoughts on that. Honestly, this is probably going to be a pretty unpopular opinion. Probably going to have some of y'all yelling and screaming at me saying, you don't know what I'm talking about, all those things, which is fine. If you guys disagree with me, it's cool. Totally. I get it. But I don't think it should be made. Now, before you start yelling at me and typing all kinds of comments in the comment section, allow me to at least elaborate on why I have this opinion that a 6 hour cut of Endgame shouldn't exist and does not need to exist. And if you guys disagree with me still, that's fine. That's totally fine. I want you guys to have your own opinions, but at least allow me to elaborate on mine. And feel free to elaborate on your reasons why you think it should happen in the comments section, because I'm just guessing that many of you are going to strongly disagree with me and would say that I'm just completely nuts for saying that we don't need a 6 hour cut of Endgame. So here's a couple quick reasons why I say no to a 6 hour cut of Endgame. Number one, the situation is completely different. If you look at the situation between WB and Snyder and the Russo brothers and Disney, Disney gave the Russo brothers free pass for the most part, at least from what we know, unless there was big issues going on behind the scenes that we just have no clue about, which I doubt. The Russos were basically just given free reign to do whatever they wanted, and they were allowed to make the movies that they wanted to do, and Snyder was not. Now, this is a point that I don't think anybody would argue with me, the fact that they are very vastly different situations. But yes, I mean, WB just completely interfered with everything, and they did the same thing with Suicide Squad and other movies in the past, and I think they've kind of learned their lesson for the most part. But us getting a Snyder Cut wasn't about just getting more content. It was about getting the content that we were originally supposed to get and that we originally wanted. When we got Endgame, we got a comic book come to life, and it was exactly what the Russos intended and exactly what they wanted to deliver us. So the situation there is just completely different. And again, I don't think anybody would disagree with me on this point. The fact that they are vastly different situations between Endgame and between Justice League, just because of studio interference on one side and lack of studio interference on the other side. My next point is where I think I'm probably going to lose most of y'all and you're going to strongly disagree with me, but more does not always equal better. Just because we got a 3.5 version of Justice League does not mean that we need a 6 hour cut of Endgame, and just because us getting a 6 hour cut of Endgame would not automatically make the movie better. In fact, I think getting a 6 hour cut of Endgame would make the movie worse, because again, we got the vision that the Russos were trying to give us, and we got a completed story. I didn't feel like there was anything missing or lacking. Sure, could we have had some other interesting scenes in there? Yes, but whether or not the scenes would be interesting is not the issue. It's would it make the movie better? And I really don't think there, or at least I haven't heard of any scenes that could have been added to the movie or that were cut out that would have made the movie drastically better. And again, I think this is where we have a vastly different situation, because on the other hand, when I heard about all the amazing things that we lost or missed out on not seeing, that we would have seen in a Snyder Cut of Justice League, which we finally did get to see, but before we had seen them, I thought, wow, I can't believe we missed out on seeing that. Wow, I can't believe they cut that out. Wow, I can't believe he didn't get to finish that, and we ended up with this instead. And so it's just a very different situation. More does not always make better. And I also would say I don't think we need a 6 hour version of Justice League or a 6 hour version of Man of Steel just because you add more content into a movie does not mean it's going to be better. These are the two big reasons for me why that you would not want to release a 6-hour cut of Endgame. Another one for me is just on the business side. Financially, I don't think it would really be beneficial, and also just the way that it would appear to the public. By releasing a 6-hour version of Endgame, you're basically saying that what you gave people wasn't enough. And I think that's one reason why Warner Brothers was so hesitant on pulling the trigger on releasing Zack Snyder's Justice League, is because it really was an admittance that they screwed up and that they messed up Justice League, and that the Justice League we got in theaters was not what it should have been. And so it took a little bit of swallowing some pride, and it needed to happen, because the Justice League that we got in theaters, while I enjoyed it okay, it was far from what it should have been. But Endgame was exactly what it needed to be. It finished out a 10-year story arc, and it gave finality and closure to characters and story, and was just all in all amazing. Anyway, though, guys, this is just my opinion, and I would love to know your opinion on it. Do you have some reasons why you would want to see a 6-hour cut of Endgame? I'd love to hear it. Personally, for me, these are my reasons why I wouldn't. But yeah, I'm sure you guys have some reasons why you would, and I appreciate y'all watching this video, checking it out. I know once something like this gets started with, it gets done once, then people start looking, well, we could do it here, we could do it there. I remember when Logan came out, everybody was saying, well, what's going to be the next R-rated comic book movie? So now we're getting, well, what's going to be the next director's cut comic book movie that we're going to get? But I think there are other better movies to choose from than Endgame, because I felt Endgame was good all on its own. But that's just my opinion. Until next time, guys, keep geeking out.